everyone, welcome to YSL Astro. So today's topic is very interesting. It is called Panchanga, that means 5 limbs of astrology. So Panchanga basically literally means 5 limbs. If you will see details of your birth chart, you will also see a birth panchang, where you will see all these 5 parts of astrology, that is nakshatra in which you are born, the tithi on which you are born, the vara on which you are born, the yoga which was playing on that day, and the karana. So we'll discuss all these in briefly, the basics of all these 5 limbs. So first of all, we'll talk about nakshatras. As we know, we divide the sky of the zodiac into 12 parts and we have got 12 zodiac signs. Similarly, if we divide those into more smaller parts and make 27 parts out of that, we call that constellations or nakshatras. So we have 27 nakshatras which we use in the predictions, and it gives us more detailing than the only zodiac signs. So you will see on your screen there is a table. I have put 9 nakshatras in each table on each slide. So first set of nakshatras, you will see a column, a name of each nakshatra and where it starts in the zodiac and where it ends. And then Vimshotri, ruling lord of that nakshatra, and deity lord of that nakshatra. For first 9 nakshatras, you will see 9 planets that are ruling those nakshatras, and then those 9 planets repeat themselves for another each set of 9 nakshatras. However, the deity lords would be different for each nakshatra. So for example, the first nakshatra Ashwini has Ketu, its ruling lord, and then Bharani has Venus, then Kritika has Sun, then Rohini has Moon, then Mrigshira has Mars, then Ardra has Rahu, then Punarvasu has Jupiter, and Pushyami has Saturn, then Ashlesha has Mercury. And then for the next set of nakshatras, that is Magha, Ketu comes again, and Venus for the Purva Falguni. So this is how it pattern goes on. So you need to, if you want to learn the astrology, you need to learn these nakshatras, learn this table by heart, and you should know which nakshatra has which deity and which nakshatra has which ruling lord. On the base of these nakshatras, we get dasha in our lifetime. So in the Vimshotri scheme of lords, our lifespan is divided into 120 years, and accordingly we get Vimshotri dashas according to the nakshatra at which moon is placed in your birth chart. So for example, if moon is placed in Ashwini nakshatra in your birth chart, then your first dasha would be Ketu, and if it is placed in Bharani, then your first dasha would be Venus. Sometime it starts from in between, just not from the start, because there's sometimes in the calculation you will see there is a balance. So sometimes it's the Ketu dasha would not be 7 years, sometimes it's just remaining 4 years or 3 years. So that depends on the calculation when we cast the chart. We'll also talk about the dasha years, because each planet has some particular years for its dasha. Each nakshatra has a deity lord. For example, Ashwini has Ashwini Kumaras. We use the deity lords for remedies as well as for the interpretation. For example, Ashwini Kumaras are medical healers. So if we have a prominent planets in Ashwini, for example, if you have moon in Ashwini, you are very emotionally healing to the other person, and you have some healing abilities when it comes to counseling, when it comes to talking to other person. So that's how it plays. For example, Anuradha nakshatra's deity is Mitra, and you will generally see the people with Anuradha ascendant or ascendant lord in Anuradha, they are very friendly with everyone. However, it's not possible to be friends with everyone in this world. They try their best to be friends with anyone and everyone. So that's how you will see the nakshatras and deity lords, and we interpret the charts accordingly. So the next limb is Tithi. Tithi is very interesting concept as well. So how do we get the Tithis? So in the Tithis we have 2 halves. One is Shukla Paksha, another is Krishna Paksha. So Shukla Paksha is brighter fortnight. So it starts with the Amavasya, that is new moon or no moon you can say, and it runs till Purnima or full moon. And then the second half takes over and it starts with full moon and runs till Amavasya, that is no moon. The 16th Tithi is also called the first Krishna Paksha Tithi, that is Pratipada, Krishna Pratipada. In the third column you will see the name of the Tithi. So first Tithi is called Pratipad, then Dvitya, then Tritya, then Chaturthi, then Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, Navmi, Dashmi, Ekadashi, Davadashi, Trayodashi, Chaturdashi, Purnima, and then Amavasya. So similarly, each Tithi is ruled by a particular planet. So it starts with Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu. Then it repeats again till Rahu. So how do we get the Tithi, or how do we calculate the Tithi? So Tithi is basically the difference of the movement between Sun and Moon. So whenever Moon goes 12 degree ahead of the Sun, you get the one Tithi completed. For example, if Sun is at 0 degree Aries and Moon is also at 0 degree Aries, that means that the Tithi starts on the new moon day. That is a new moon. If Sun and Moon has same degrees in the chart or at that particular day, that means that's a new moon day. So the lunar month starts at new moon day. It is always between the mid of English months. So at that time, both are at same degrees, and then because Moon is faster moving planet than the Sun, so whenever it goes 12 degree ahead, that first Tithi completes and the next Tithi starts. So in the next slide, we'll see the example how do we calculate it. So let us say that Moon is at 24 degree 12 minutes in the Taurus, and then first of all we need to calculate how much it is from the beginning of the zodiac, because it will be easy to calculate that way. So you will see the Moon is at 24 degrees 12 minutes in Taurus. That means it is one zodiac ahead plus 24 degrees and 12 minutes ahead from the beginning. So we calculate 30 degree plus 24 degree and 12 minutes. So then we'll see the Sun degrees. Sun is at 17 degree 46 minutes in Aries. So that means it's exactly 17 degrees and 46 minutes from the beginning. We need to take the difference of both. So we'll get the difference of 36 degrees and 26 minutes. So then we'll divide it by 12 because we are taking the difference of 12 degrees. So when we divide with 12, we'll get a quotient. So that quotient we get tells us that how many Tithis are already over. So if we get the quotient 3, that means 3 Tithis are already over. And when we add 1, that means the fourth one is running now. So when we refer it to the table, you will see that it is Chaturthi Tithi. But how do we know it's a Shukla Paksha or a Krishna Paksha? If we get the difference in a positive, then that means Moon is ahead of Sun but not greater than 180 degrees. Or on other way you can say, because we are taking it from the beginning of the zodiac, so you will see if we subtract both the degrees and if we get a result in negative, then that means Krishna Paksha is going on. That means Moon is waning from full moon to new moon. Otherwise, if results are positive, then we will get the Shukla Paksha. I hope you understood this part. So then the next one is also related to Tithi, that is lunar month. So you will see the name of the month, that is Chaitra, Vishakha, Jyeshtha, Shada, Shravana, Bhadrapada. You will see these are the names of nakshatras. So how do we get the name of the each month? So name of the each month is after the full moon in that particular month, when moon is in that particular nakshatra. For example, in Chaitra Mas, you will see moon will be in Chitra when there is a full moon. On full moon day, moon would be in the Chitra. So that's how the name comes from that particular nakshatra. For the second one, you will see moon would be in the Vishakha. Then name of the month comes from that particular full moon day. So each lunar month starts in the mid of English month. So our Hindu calendar starts somewhere around 15th of March till 15th of April. And then the next month would start from 15th of April to 15th of May. It depends, 15th or 16th, depending on when the new moon is starting. This always starts at the new moon. So that's how you see the lunar months. So then the next limb is Vara. Vara, as we know, Vara is also called day in English. So each day is ruled by a particular planet. And we use a Vara for many different things in the interpretation of astrology or interpretation of a horoscope. And each Vara has a significance in its own. So I have listed the Varas according to the planets which is far from the earth in the descending order. However, in Hindu lunar months, week starts with Ravi Vara. That means Sunday and goes on from there. So from Ravivar to Shanivar, we call it a 1 week. So some of the weeks days are considered good. For example, Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays are generally considered good. And Tuesdays, Saturdays and Sundays because the planets are little bit harsh in their behavior, so they are considered a bit bad. But not for each event or each thing. It depends what kind of event you are starting on that particular day. So usually it is, you might have heard that you should not start anything on Saturdays because Saturn always gives delays in whatever you do. So you might find obstacles when you start anything on Saturdays. The Monday is good day to start anything because Moon is a fast moving planet and it gives the results quickly. So that's how we use the Vara. However, in more detailing, we'll see the Vara for many other things. We'll talk about those details when we'll come to each limbs individually and discuss in a particular video. So next limb is Yoga. So Yoga also shows us the relation between Sun and Moon on that particular day. So how do we calculate the Yoga? So we need to add the longitudes of, that means degrees of Sun and Moon. And if sum is greater than 360, we remove 360 out of it and then we divide it with the length of one nakshatra, which is 13 degree and 20 minutes. So we convert the degrees to minutes. So as we know, in 1 degree there are 60 minutes. So we'll convert it like 13 into 60 plus 20. So we get 800. We need to ignore the fractions and take the integer part only. And then when we add 1 to it, we'll get the Yoga according to the index I have given you in the following slide. So you will see in the Yoga chart, there are 27 Yogas because there are 27 nakshatras. So in this chart, you will see 27 Yogas that are being made according to the relation between Sun and Moon on that particular day. So these Yogas are very useful when it comes to Muhurta. So in horary astrology, if you want to start something, you need to see the Panchanga very carefully. You need to see the nakshatra of that particular day, Tithi and Yoga of that particular day, Vara, and then Karana of that particular. So these are very, very important when it comes to Muhurta. For example, in this, if you'll see there is a Vriddhi Yoga going on at that particular day, it's very useful to start anything, any business related thing or anything you want that to grow. That particular day would be fruitful. So that's how we can see the Yoga working every day in our daily activities. Now we talk about the last limb, that is Karana. So Karana is basically 2 halves of the Tithis. So when we divide the Tithi into 2 halves, we get 2 Karanas. So there are 2 types of Karanas, one are movable and then are fixed Karanas. So in the next slide, you will see the table, how do we count the Karanas or how do we place the Karanas. In the Pratipad Shukla Paksh Tithi, we'll see it starts with Kinshtugna Karana and the second half would be Bhava Karana. Then in the Dvitya Tithi, it starts with Balava and then ends with Kalava Karana. So it goes with the sequence starting from Bhava till Vishti and then it starts again Bhava then Vishti. However, the 4 fixed Karanas starts in the Krishna Paksha Tithis. That is in the Chaturdashi of the Krishna Paksha, starts in the second half and ends in the Shukla Paksha, first half of Pratipad Tithi. So we use the Karanas in many ways in the astrology. It has also important role to play in your career. You can find out in which direction you should go when it comes to career. We'll talk about these details or the interpretation part in the later videos. So today this was the video all about the brief knowledge about the Panchanga. So in the last slide, you will see the exercise that I have made for you to practice from what we have learned today. You can find the Tithi according to the exercise and find the Yoga according to the table I have given. So and you can write your answers in the comment section if you want. So that's all for the day. So if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon button so that you can get the latest updates from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.